Hey everyone, today I've got a good old-fashioned haul video for you. I have been to Superdrug a few times over the last few weeks and I've just been accumulating a few things that I really wanted to show you. The last time I went there actually they had a 3 for 2 on, which might still be on when this video goes up, and I got this really cute free canvas bag and it says, "With great brows comes great responsibility," which I just think is lovely. So I don't think this video needs very much of an introduction, so I'm just going to show you what I picked up. So first of all, I picked up 2 of the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponges. I use these quite a lot when I do my makeup. They are really good for foundation, concealer, and if you're doing any baking. So I usually get the 2-pack when I want to pick these up, just to save a couple of pounds. I've tried a few sponges on the high street, but these are my favourite by a long way. They are really good value and I will keep repurchasing them. Another essential product that I seem to get through really quickly is this Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Makeup Setting Spray. This is £5. I use this pretty much every single day. I really like this just for, well, doing what it says on the tin really, setting my makeup. So the first time I went to Superdrug they were having a 3 for 2 on all the Rimmel products, so I made sure to grab 2 of their professional eyebrow pencils. These are £2.99 each and my shade is Hazel. When I first got into makeup I did try a load of other eyebrow pencils. From time to time I do still try out other eyebrow pencils, but I always seem to go back to this one. It's so cheap, but I prefer this to some of the more expensive ones that I've tried. I actually like it more than the NYX eyebrow pencil that I tried very recently. So I grabbed 2 of these, and then I really wanted to pick up this. This is their Match Perfection foundation. This is in the shade 010 Light Porcelain, which is the palest one. When I first started to get really into makeup and I started to become aware that most foundations didn't actually match my super pale skin, this is one of the first foundations that I actually really got on with. And I've been seeing it pop up on a few people's videos again recently. Just whenever someone does a drugstore makeup haul of any kind, this always seems to be in it, and I haven't had this for years, so I really wanted to pick it up again for old time's sake. Even though it's not as much coverage as I generally go for these days, I still thought this would be quite nice to have in my collection, and I've used it a couple of times since I've bought it. I do really like it. Because my skin is quite dry, I find this really moisturising and hydrating. I would like to review this at some point because I do a lot of foundation reviews on this channel. However, I don't think my skin is in the right place for this right now because this is a light coverage. So when I use this, I use quite a lot of concealer just to target all the areas of redness and all my spots as well. And when I'm doing foundation reviews, I always try to not use very much concealer just so you can see what the foundation actually does. So I'm not going to review this right now, but when my skin is a little bit better, I will tell you more about this, or maybe use this in another future tutorial at some point. But yeah, it's been really nice to have this back in my collection. Speaking of foundation reviews, I always like to have a translucent setting powder on hand just to set everything so that it doesn't add any additional colour or coverage, so that you can really see what the foundation looks like. But the one I've got at the moment is a loose powder. And I don't know, it just seems to irritate my skin. It just seems to kind of tickle a little bit, so I thought I'd pick up something else. This is the MUA Translucent Powder. This was £4. If I can open it, I will show. There we go. So as you can see, it's completely translucent. There is no colour to this whatsoever, so this is really good for foundation reviews. It's got a little mirror in there as well, which makes it quite handy for travel potentially. I've never tried an MUA powder before, but I'll let you know what I think. Usually you don't need to spend a lot of money on a powder for it to be good, so I've got high hopes for this. I also wanted to grab a pencil sharpener for eyebrow pencils and lip crayons, so I bought this one by Barry M. I think this was £2.50 and it's this really fun pink colour. It's got a smaller end for your eyebrow pencils and then a larger end for the lip crayons, which is exactly what I needed. I also grabbed a Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in the shade Fair. This is again something that I use in a lot of my tutorials, possibly every single one. I love this concealer. I have been using this for years. At the moment you might be able to see that I've got a lot of spots, and this is really the only thing that covers it up for me. So I will go for this time and time again. And if I haven't already said, this was £4.19. I've also been looking out for new highlighters recently. I'm really into strobing, but I don't like glittery highlighters. I don't like things that are too obvious. I like to have a really subtle, natural looking glow in my products. So I've been looking for a few products that can give me that kind of effect, and one thing that I heard about was the Makeup Revolution Strobe Highlighter. So I picked up this one in Radiant Lights. These are £3 each. This isn't quite light enough to be a highlighter on me. Obviously, I'm a vampire, I'm very pale, but for me this could be a really nice blush topper or even an eyeshadow. So I picked up another one of those in the shade Everglow Lights. Now as you can see, this one is much paler, and this one definitely is light enough to use as a highlighter, and I think this is going to be really nice on an everyday basis. I think this is going to work really well. I think if you've got fair skin, then this could be quite promising for you. Obviously I will use it in a future tutorial or mention it in another video if I absolutely fall in love with it. I've definitely saved the best for last, so during the 3 for 2 I grabbed 2 eyeshadow palettes that I've wanted for ages. I didn't need these at all. They're the I Heart Makeup Chocolate Bar palettes. I've already got 2 of these in other colours, so I've got the Death by Chocolate palette and the I Heart Chocolate palette, but I really wanted to grab the Salted Caramel and the Naked Chocolate palette, and I thought, seeing as it was a 3 for 2, that would be the best time to do it. I'm just going to open these so I can show you the shades. So this is the Salted Caramel one out of the packaging. You can see it's this beautiful kind of chocolate effect. I've just opened it and it really does smell like chocolate. It's actually really beautiful. So as you can see, it's this really beautiful colour selection. They're warm toned neutrals, but with some really nice pops of colour in there. Did I need another neutral eyeshadow palette? Probably not, but I'm still really excited to have this one. It's just something that I've wanted for ages, and it's only £7.99, so I just decided to treat myself and grab one. So this is the Naked Chocolate palette, but as you can see, this one is more of a still fairly neutral but more pink and taupe toned palette, and I think this is absolutely perfect for spring. I've been reaching for these kind of colours so much over the last few weeks. This is definitely the sort of eyeshadow that I would quite happily wear every single day, all year round, no matter what season it was, no matter what look I wanted to create, whether I wanted something everyday or something a bit more dramatic. This palette could probably do everything that I would ever want. I keep like pausing in the middle of filming just to stare at the colours because they're so beautiful. If you really want to get a new neutral eyeshadow palette, definitely pick up one of the I Heart Chocolate ones, and obviously they're amazing, or I wouldn't have felt the need to own 4 of them. So that's everything that I've picked up recently from Superdrug. Some of those things I had genuinely run out of and needed to repurchase, like the brow pencil and the fixing spray, and some of them were more spontaneous purchases, like the eyeshadow palettes that I definitely didn't need, but I'm still really happy to have them. So let me know in the comments section what you've been picking up recently from the drugstore, if there's anything you think that I should check out, because I probably will. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next Sunday at 9 AM. Bye!